So many benefits linking to the immune system and the digestive system. The best probiotic that money can buy, in my humble opinion. No need to refrigerate it, completely stable, and for one day only while supplies last. Extraordinary pricing. You know how expensive probiotics can be. When it's like this, backed by science, giving you the most benefits, you cannot beat it. 30, 60, 120, or the larger 240 size. Regular pricing is here. That's what the pricing will be tomorrow. If you're able to order today, that's what the pricing is today. Largest size, which is of course what most people do to keep them going, is $89.90. So you're saving nearly as much as you are spending. There's a lot to get in with this product, Andrew, and for me, this is a no compromise. I have to have this. Ultimate Friendly Flora. This is a powerful blend, right?
Oh, you're saying you have to have this. We all have to have probiotics. We all have to. It's defining of a normal, healthy, functioning digestive system. It is defining of a normal, healthy, functioning immune system. That's inescapable, unavoidable. That is a fact of life for human beings. It's a fact of life for our dogs and cats, but it is a fact of life for us, no avoiding it. And the question is, whether with the food we're eating, which is unfortunately our diet tends to be really sterilized now, whether the food we eat supports and promotes any kind of a rich, balanced probiotic environment. The answer tends to be a resounding no. So the only way we are going to change that balance, that entire complement of probiotics in our body, is by delivering the balance that we seek. And the balance I deliver in this product is a balance based upon the science that discusses the specific species, the specific strains of microorganisms that we desire. The chart I have to my right here shows the breakdown of the product. And the reason why, if you look at the chart, there's a little symbol that has a greater than, is because we want to make sure, even if you don't take care of the Friendly Flora in this bottle, even if you expose it to too much humidity and too much heat, we want to make sure you still get your 25 billion. So when we make this product, there's well over 30 billion when we formulate this product. So, and again, we specifically use strains that are stable in the bottle, and we've learned this after more than a quarter of century of making this product, and probably about 40 years of researching this product. But we have a specific strain of our Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is LA14, over 10 billion colony-forming units. Then Lactobacillus plantarum, that's LP115, over 5 billion colony-forming units. And if you notice, there's been subtle changes since the last time you saw this product. So we've been doing a few years of research where we made some significant changes. Then it's Lactobacillus paracasei, which is over 5 billion colony-forming units. And then Bifidobacterium lactis, a blend of two different strains, HN019 and BLO4. So that's over 5 billion colony-forming units. So that's the attention to detail that went into the creation of the product. And again, it's typical of my products, the full disclosure that you see on the label, so you know exactly what you're getting. And again, as Adam was saying before, that these are, it's something, and I often say say about phosphatidylcholine, I say it's not something that works on your body, it's something your body needs to work because it's part of your liver. But these are actually foreign organisms. It sounds strange, but these are friendly organisms. These are friendly, beneficial bacteria. In fact, friendly bacteria is what helps our body keep out the unfriendly bacteria, the things that we don't want to get in. That's why the Friendly Flora is an integral and a critical part of healthy immune system function. You know, we don't have a choice in this matter. We are human beings, but part of how human beings were designed to live healthily in this world is with all of these organisms living within us. These friendly organisms, hopefully friendly organisms living within us. And to such an extent that as many cells as we have in our body, there are more organisms than you have cells in your body. If you have a healthy probiotic environment and you choose those organisms carefully because they outnumber your own cells, So don't you want to be the person making that choice and not some random choice from a less than adequate food supply? So that's what this product is all about. A fascinating other study that I spoke about a few months ago that I found one of the most surprising studies I've ever read, that when scientists and researchers used our genetics, and obviously they've mapped the human genome, they know so much about our genetic predispositions and things like that, and using our own genetics to try to predict our risk of illness and our longevity, that using the genome, the genetics of the probiotic organisms in our body was a more predictive index of our risk of disease and our longevity than our own genetics. Wow. So knowing that, don't you want to be the person making the choice of the probiotic organisms that are going to be populating your body? And don't you want the choice to be based upon the science and the observation of what is associated with a better functioning digestive system, with a better functioning immune system, with a better functioning nervous system?
We just simply don't have enough time to go through what is a myriad of extraordinary benefits. And I think testament to that is the extraordinary numbers of folks that we have calling in right now. We are very, very busy. If you go online at hsn.com, you can certainly beat the rush. If you call us on the toll-free number, our wonderfully talented team are going to get to you within seconds. But don't miss this opportunity. We all know, certainly, or we've heard about the importance of probiotics. We know that they can be of all different styles, as it were. This one needs no babying. You don't need to refrigerate this. It's easy and powerful. It's potent and gentle. It gives our body what it so desperately craves. I want to quickly read to you the reason why I originally, because all of this information is valuable. But Andrew said something when I first started working with him 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago now, and I have it on this card. I copied it down. Andrew, on that conversation we originally had, you had talked specifically about those of us that were taking antacids or proton pump inhibitors, and you were talking to me, really. I was taking every word of it in about how it can upset the pH in our stomach, and it makes it challenging for those of us that are on those types of medications. Makes it challenging for Friendly Flora to populate. The minute you talked about PPIs and, of course, antacids, that was everything I needed to hear. You convinced me in that moment that I needed this, and I have never, ever stopped taking it since that day.
And again, so many of us, and acid reflux, interesting. That's a whole, I could spend hours just discussing that. But acid reflux is something that we then end up popping like candy, things like Nexium or Prilosec, these proton pump inhibitors, which are incredibly effective. They drastically change gastric pH. When you drastically change gastric pH, it would be like someone coming into your house in summer and turning the heat on, or someone coming into your house in the winter and turning the air conditioning on. Everybody's going to want to leave the house. Right. It becomes a really inhospitable environment. And our probiotics, our Friendly Flora, are tremendously pH sensitive. So those drugs, which you think about as being innocuous and harmless, they're anything but. If you could follow your doctor's orders and change your diet, do different things, they'd be great to be able to eliminate those with the assistance of your doctor. So it's not like popping candy. And then, of course, antibiotics. Antibiotics not only can affect the probiotics, they can absolutely wipe them out. There's no probiotic environment that's going to survive intact with antibiotics. So if you have to take antibiotics occasionally, consistently or frequently, you need to focus on probiotics. It doesn't have to be mine, but make sure you get a product that, especially with so many of us buying things by directly as you're buying it here online and things like that, it has to be a product that the maker of that product is experienced in offering a product that doesn't require refrigeration. That was my goal for 40 years. It took me, from when we started, it took me almost 20 years to accomplish that goal, and we've had this product for about 20 years. But it was a difficult goal to accomplish because most strains are not going to survive well and thrive without refrigeration. This does. This is designed for that. So this is designed around real life. So again, these are organisms. We don't have any choice about their necessity. The question is whether we're getting an adequate complement, an adequate balance from our diet. And for most of us, the answer is a resounding no, not just because of the challenges of our diet, because we don't have adequate fiber, which is critical for a healthy probiotic environment, but because we also have to take certain medications. We have all sorts of other challenges. And this is a way to ensure that you select these all-important organisms to meet the science and the balance that's going to deliver the healthy digestive support, immune system support that we all want.
It's investing in ourselves. And again, pretty quick presentations tonight, only about 10 minutes left if you'd like to jump on in, and then we'll do a kind of recap and review of our today's specials. But the pricing is the best of the entire year. Tomorrow, the pricing goes back up to what you see here in this column. Again, very competitive, worth every single penny. But if you're able to order it today, the economies of scale, the fact that we're able to do so many, we're able to bring the price down to what is remarkably priced at $89.90 for the 240 caps, saving nearly as much as you're spending. It's powerful, it's potent, it's gentle, but it's the right strains, right? It's giving our body what it so desperately needs and craves, but it's doing it in the best possible way. It's easy to say that Andrew's products are the best in the world. For those of us that use Andrew's products, I know we say it all the time, but they are the best products in the world. And probiotic products, Andrew, can be really very pricey, very expensive.
Well, some of the reviews we have talk about how much more affordable mine is versus others. And then probiotics, some of the claims you see, I mean, I look at some commercials on television, and I think they're selling a drug or a medicine. Right. When you look at some of the claims they make. You know, I try to represent fairly the role that a probiotic plays. It's not a drug or a treatment for digestive issues or digestive problems. Probiotics are an integral part of healthy digestion, an integral part, as I said before, of healthy immune system function. But we have to be realistic about the role they play. And again, if you're someone who occasionally deals with issues, digestive issues, then a good probiotic is a very good idea. Because again, probiotics, these are these organisms that live in our digestive system. Just in our colon, there are more organisms in our colon than we have cells in our body, just in our colon. And mind you, all of the openings of our body have to be appropriately populated with probiotic organisms because that's an integral part of our immune system. Our body wants to protect those openings in our body. So again, probiotics are critical. I think women often have a better sense of their importance than men do, because when women might take antibiotics, they see natural consequences to the taking of those antibiotics when that antibiotic disrupts the probiotic, the microbiome, as they call it, the environment in their genitourinary tract. And so women have seen that firsthand. So probiotics are a critical part of not just our digestive system, but throughout our body, how our body protects itself. So again, I'd rather be the person making the choice of what I put in my body rather than it coming from sort of a rather random food supply that for the most part, our food supply has been so sterilized to avoid the risk of pathogenic bacteria that the food supply no longer contains the natural probiotics that we find in those foods. The one foods we do see is, say, fermented foods. Say if you're eating yogurt or kimchi or things like that. But again, those foods, there's no declaration, as you get in my product, a specific declaration of the actual strains, the actual species of organisms we're talking about, and actual quantity. So you understand the quality, the quantity. But again, I'm someone who, the yogurt I love, I often talk about this. I'm not a big fan of cow's yogurt, but I am a huge fan of sheep's yogurt, unsweetened sheep's yogurt. It's just delicious. So for me, that is my favorite fermented food.
Sheep's yogurt. Now, do you get a flavor? Is there a flavor, or is it just a neutral flavor?
I get it unflavored without sweetener. So if I am going to flavor it, my way of flavoring it is I take a couple of little like 8-ounce things, I put it in the blender, I throw in some berries, throw in some blueberries, I throw in some raspberries or strawberries, and that is the best yogurt you will ever taste.
Okay, that's my...
I'm salivated even thinking about it.
I'll do that, Andrew. This week I'm going to try sheep's yogurt just for you, and I'll report back if I'm as big a fan.
It's amazing because it doesn't have the sort of acidity. It's much milder, and for a lot of people who have difficulty digesting cow's milk, and I digress here, sheep's milk and sheep's yogurt is just a wonderful thing. And as I said, it's much, much milder. So you put a little bit of fruit in it. You could put any fruit. You could put peaches in, whatever you want, and just blend it up. You could blend it with a spoon or put it in a blender, and it's amazing.
All of a sudden there'll be a rush on sheep's yogurt up and down the country because of Andrew Lessman. Folks, we love talking about this. It's our ultimate Friendly Flora. We'd love for you to try it. It is so important, so beneficial. It's powerful and potent. It all comes from Andrew's facility in Henderson, Nevada, all powered by sun, an amazing place. And I want to stress that, Andrew, because your products are from beginning, from ground up to, you know, the minute they arrive at our homes, it's the best possible manufacturing processes and, of course, ingredients.
What's interesting is there's a handful of companies in America, and this handful of companies manufactures like most of the big brands you know. So I think 80–90% of the vitamins you see in stores and you see out in the marketplace are contract manufactured, meaning the brand didn't invest in making it themselves. They just send it out to bid to be manufactured for them by somebody else. The reason and how we go about making our products, even our probiotic, we use a special capsule in our probiotic to protect it. I never even talk about this, to protect it from stomach acid. It also protects it when it's in the jar, in the container. So we do so many things to ensure that our products are different. And that's only because we make everything ourselves. From start to finish, every product we've talked about in the last hour and a half, every single product is something we make, something we formulated, something we tested. How do we go about knowing that our probiotic product is going to be stable? Because we put them together in our laboratory and we test them, we beat them up. We expose them to high humidity, we expose them to high temperature, and if they degrade, it's an ingredient we can't use. So it's not something like we put together and we hope and pray that it's going to work. This is something that we put together, and we put years of work into making sure, confirming that it's going to work and deliver its benefits. So the great reviews on all of these products, I think pretty much every product was 4.6 or 4.7 stars in the last 2 hours. The great reviews aren't a coincidence. The great reviews are a result of a lot of very, very hard work. We don't rely on a contract manufacturer. You know, I invested a long time ago in becoming a manufacturer. And why do most companies not do that? Because it's really difficult. So they'd rather delegate it to someone else. But the only way you can make an exceptional product is if you don't rely on someone else. You do it yourself. So every single product you've seen, our probiotic, our PC liver and brain, everything is something we put together ourselves, uniquely. And so that's what's your assurance, that they're made differently. And just the fact that when we make our products take a lot of energy to make. And I saw how much energy, and we were in Henderson, Nevada, a lot of sunlight. I figured we're going to use the power of the sun. Little did I know that despite our having hundreds of thousands of square feet of warehouse space and production space and office space, we use no energy except the energy of the sun. Our parking lot is covered with solar panels. Our roof is covered with solar panels. Even that's our newer building in the front. We still have space. If we need more power, we add more solar panels. We won't be calling the power company. We'll add more solar panels. So we're environmentally responsible. And even if you don't care about climate change and you just care about pollution, when you burn coal or you burn oil, it generates pollution. We don't need to do any of that, because when we make our products, the products are 100% pure and additive free. The process is also going to be pure. And that's the only responsible way that I could go about making products.
Over 1,400 perfect 5-star reviews, and those reviews are very compelling, I have to tell you. If you get a chance to read some, certainly on hsn.com, I think you'll be just amazed at what people have to say. Not just me, but certainly so many folks who have tried it. Today is your day to try it and feel the difference it can make for you. 30 through the 240, special pricing for 1 day only. It is affordable. You don't need to refrigerate it. It is the amazing, the strains that are used, that Andrew's using, something give you the maximum benefits. We always say that if we're gonna take something, if we're gonna do something, let's get the most from it. And with this, you do. Again, for me, this is a non-negotiable. I would never be without it. I take it every single day and I've loved it. It's made a huge impact for me. Again, calling out to anybody out there that takes antacids or proton pump inhibitors. You know, you think about certainly what you're doing to help assist. This is something I personally definitely recommend.
And I know a lot of folks who, and I hear about it all the time, who have to take antibiotics often, whether it might be for digestive issues. Often they have to take antibiotics for things like SIBO or things like that. And those antibiotics, you know, wreak havoc on our digestive system. But again, probiotics are something that we need to pay careful attention to because it's part of our digestive function. We want to choose that complement, we want to choose it carefully, and we want to maintain a healthy balance. But I thought we'd read some reviews here, and then we'll just finish the last 5 minutes. We'll go back to PC liver and brain and liver antioxidant extracts. But and again, this is a product that about 85% of the reviews are 5-star reviews. Can't live without this. I absolutely can't live without Ultimate Friendly Flora. I've been taking this since 2015. How many people stick with a probiotic or any product for 5 years and have not had any stomach issues since? I was always bloated, could not eat certain things, and always felt awful. I went through many tests for my constant bloating and upset stomach, and they could not find anything wrong. I started taking this and haven't had a problem since. I ran out last year doing a move and had to wait to order. I went about 2 weeks without it, and the issues started to come back. I will never be without it again. I bought enough to last 2 years. Thank you, Andrew, for such a great product, along with the many other vitamins of yours that I take. Wow, that's amazing. The best probiotic. I just received this bottle shortly after Andrew Lessman's recent airing. This is the best probiotic out there on the market. I just visited my doctor again, and he took another scraping and viewed it under a microscope. He said he saw very good germs. He is always impressed with the good germs. He only says this when I'm using this product. I ordered him a small bottle as a Christmas present. Thank you for such a great product. That's from Marie in Illinois. As they say, seeing is believing. Right. Good product, cheaper than at drugstores. My husband has to use a probiotic due to ongoing antibiotic use. We used to go to the drugstore and paid $27 to $29 for a month's supply of probiotics. For what we're talking about here today, 240 capsules are $89.90. So that's an 8-month supply. Right. He wanted a wide variety of strains as well as a high quantity. We tried Ultimate Friendly Flora when we were ordering Andrew Lessman's Turmeric 400. He loves it. This 180 count bottle actually saves us so much money. Can't go wrong with this product. We'll do a couple more. Probiotics are important. As my husband and I are over 55, I believe probiotics are important, especially for my husband, as he has lymphoma and has received chemotherapy. Everything seems to be better regulated when we take probiotics. There are no indigestion complaints and no feelings of nausea after meals. We still eat yogurt and drink kefir, but it is difficult to consume enough to be effective every day. With the addition of Ultimate Friendly Flora, I feel confident we are getting what we need. This works. I love how eloquent these reviews are. My husband had a total hip replacement and is now awaiting knee surgery. He is in bed 75% of the time and is on pretty strong pain medications, which also affect constipation, and he had bowel movements once a week, there we go, if he was lucky. Laxatives gave him cramps and discomfort, and laxatives greatly affect probiotics. And then I saw Andrew Lessman speak about this product, the answer to our prayers. 1 capsule each day, and my husband is back on track. I also took these while undergoing chemo. It was much easier in my intestines than laxatives, and healthier too. Thank you, Andrew Lessman, for a great product. Check with your doctor first, of course, but this product works great for us, always keeping these on hand for our daily regimen. We take several of your vitamins also. That's impressive. It's great that the reviews are written almost, knowing that I read them, which I do. But, and again, I wish I could say that we human beings can exist totally on our own and independent from the world around us. But whether you like it or not, you're going to have, if you're healthy, you're going to have more probiotic organisms living inside you, more of these friendly organisms living inside you than you have cells that make up you, that comprise you. So it's, again, it's just a simple question. Do you want to be affirmatively making the decision of that composition, or are you going to be relying on our food supply, our sterilized food supply, our sterilized environment, and the drugs and medicines we take?
As it says in the graphics, unsurpassed immune and digestive support. It's our Ultimate Friendly Flora Today's special. Thank you for shopping with us on this one. Best pricing of the entire year is right now. We're going to head over this way for a quick recap of our other Today's special, which of course also thousands and thousands ordered and reserved. The only day this year where you get PC liver and brain